It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the movies of Thanksgiving weekend 2000, November 24th to be exact. We have 3 movies to look at today, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. And we'll start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, M. Night Shyamalan's follow-up to The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable. So Unbreakable tells the story of Bruce Willis. He survives a train crash with no injuries, leading to the realization he harbors superhuman abilities. And as he begins to grapple with the discovery, he comes to the attention of this disabled comic book store owner, played by Samuel L. Jackson, who manipulates David to understand him. And quite honestly, this is probably M. Night Shyamalan at his peak. I mean, he made a great movie with The Sixth Sense, and then to go above that for this movie, I mean, this is really his magnum opus as a filmmaker. I mean, this is where it truly peaked for him. I mean, he creates a story that's a realistic vision of the superhero genre, does something new and different with it, and you really don't know, and it probably has one of the greatest twists that Shyamalan has ever done. In fact, probably the greatest twist Shyamalan has ever done. Like, you really don't see it coming at the end, and it's like one of those things, like, the first time you see it, you really do not see it coming, but, like, it's hard to really piece it together after multiple viewings afterwards, because it still really does take you by surprise at the end, when it's eventually revealed on what exactly happens with this particular twist in here. And Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson are just top-notch in this. I love the visual look of the film. The music by James Newton Howard is nicely done. The script is well done. Really, there's not much more I can say about this movie. It hasn't already been said already. It really is Shyamalan's magnum opus. No film he's made since then has ever topped this. And the fact that he was able to continue this into another movie altogether with Split and then Glass, that's pretty impressive stuff right there. It's a really good movie, man. I can't recommend this one enough. If you haven't seen Unbreakable, you're really doing yourself a huge disservice. Definitely check it out. I can't really say too much more about this one that hasn't already been said already. So, with that said, on to our next movie, and that is 102 Dalmatians. Because it's definitely a step down compared to the original film, the live-action film. So basically, after a spot of therapy, Cruella de Vil, once again played by Glenn Close, is released from prison a changed woman. Devoted to dogs and good causes, she's delighted that her parole officer has a Dalmatian family and connections to a dog charity, but the sounds of Big Ben can reverse the treatment, so it is only a matter of time before Miss de Vil is back to her incredibly ghastly ways, using her newfound connections with Chloe and friends, which basically means that we're doing the same story over. We're basically just rehashing the same story as the first movie. Nobody really changes. Everybody goes back to where they were. And as much as Glenn Close does still a pretty good job as Cruella de Vil, this one just can't be saved because of how lackluster the story is. And, like, there are some cool ideas to it. Like, I like this idea of this one Dalmatian who has no spots on him. Like, I think that's a fun idea. And yeah, occasionally it's fun to see these Dalmatians once again. But at the same time, though, what John Hughes brought to the original 101 Dalmatians, the 96 one, still holds up. And everything about that one still works for the most part. But here, it just feels like a pointless sequel on so many levels. There's nothing about this movie that has any real story to it. It's just lackluster kiddie jokes. I mean, if you want to see, you know, Mr. Fantastic in one of his early film roles, there you go. But other than that, though, yeah, it's a complete waste of time. And luckily, they made a better version of this with 101 Dalmatians 2, the direct-to-video movie, which is one of the better Disney direct-to-video sequels when you really think about it. It's actually pretty funny and well done. I would recommend more than this movie in particular. This just isn't much fun at all. It's just a real letdown. So yeah, that's 102 Dalmatians. So let's go ahead and take a look at our last film we have here, and that is Quills. So Quills is a period piece directed by Philip Kaufman, who gave us The Unbearable Lightness of Being and Henry and June, and it's adapted from the Obie Award-winning play by Doug Wright, who also writes the script for this, and it's basically inspired by the life and works of the Marquis de Sade, and it reimagines the last years of the Marquis' incarceration in the insane asylum at Charenton, and you have Jeffrey Rush as the Marquis de Sade, Kate Winslet, Joaquin Phoenix, Michael Caine. It's very much a period film, and a decent period film in particular. Nothing too spectacular about it per se. I thought it was alright. I don't think it's one of the best movies of the year, but it delivers what it promises. All the performances are very good. Kate Winslet's very good here, so is Jeffrey Rush. You know, Joaquin Phoenix, Michael Caine, Stephen Moyer's also in here as well. But other than that, though, there really isn't a whole lot more I can say about it, except the fact that it's a nice-looking period piece film, but it never really takes that second step to really become something that you have to see in the theater. It's just kind of like, you're looking for a good modern-day period piece, this will do the trick for you. But other than that, though, there really isn't a whole lot there I can really say about it that's truly spectacular, but it's fine for what it is. Definitely delivers what it promises, gives you what you want, and it's just kind of like vapor. It comes and goes, and you just move on with your life, and you're just like, I remember that. It was kind of good for a one-time watch, but for one-time watch, I thought it was fine. But other than that, though, not much more to say about Quills. So with that said, that wraps up time about the movies, and next time, we don't really have a whole lot of newer films to look at. The only new film that we have here is basically a re-release of A Hard Day's Night, so we'll talk about the Beatles' Hard Day's Night on the next episode. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode, and also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So with that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.